Louisiana's popular 529 tuition savings program shuts down unexpectedly, causing frustration for hundreds of college and trade school students that it helps. State police and several officials are working to figure out what went wrong and get the program back up and running. If you want to access college education funds through the state's 529 START program, you're out of luck. The Louisiana Office of Student Financial Assistance posted this update on their website, providing information for nearly 83,000 active 529 savings account holders.
My understanding is there were some disruptions that happened a day or two before, some irregularities with their website, and then all of a sudden it just went down completely.
The program has been shut down for the last several days, and the Board of Regents says that state police, the Governor's Office of Homeland Security, and the state treasurer are working with the Louisiana Office of Financial Assistance to fully and securely restore operations. And members of the House Education Committee are concerned.
You never like to hear of an outage where folks can't access information that's important to them. But I know it's kind of all hands on deck.
At this point, it's not clear if anyone's personal information has been compromised, but the Louisiana State Treasurer says millions of dollars worth of personal investments in the education accounts are secure.
As far as the investments themselves, we're monitoring that closely, and there has been no disruptions, no irregularities that we can determine.
The Louisiana Board of Regents says that all accounts are insured and that the Louisiana Office of Financial Assistance is working to provide START account holders with access to the system so that they can view their information and access funds as quickly as possible. And the House Education Committee will be meeting in New Orleans tomorrow to discuss the shutdown of the 529 program. You can call the Regents office. That office has refused our numerous requests for interviews.